This morning, we're introducing a special four-part series called World of Motion. A team of CBS News correspondents traveled around the world to Japan, Greece, Southern Africa, and Scotland to discover how and why people are on the move. CBS This Morning Saturday co-anchor Michelle Miller is here with the results of a friendly competition between the U.S. and Japan focusing on train travel. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. The daily commute can be a chore no matter where you live, but some definitely have it better than others. My colleague Ramy Inocencio rode the rails in Japan while I boarded trains right here to see how American ingenuity stacks up to Japanese efficiency.
Rush hour in New York City is a daily challenge for its commuters, who, like most Americans, tend to rely on their cars as their main source of transportation. That despite the city having the nation's largest subway system, spanning more than 665 miles and carrying over 5.4 million passengers every day.
Crowds, they are a thing here in Tokyo too, Michelle. This city has a population of 14 million people, and about half of them take to the rails every day. And here's something that might be surprising to Americans. People here politely line up for trains that arrive on time nearly every time.
Here at Times Square Station, New York's busiest, people here might be surprised to know there's a schedule at all. As for lining up, forget about it.
In Tokyo, stations aren't just places to catch a train, they're also destinations to get a gourmet meal, like here at Ramy.
The dining choices here aren't as good, but you're never too far away from a slice of pizza. Just ask the locals.
Rare to see a rodent here, but it definitely is a rat race. The Guinness Book of World Records says Tokyo's Shinjuku station is the busiest in the world, but look how clean it is.
Sure, these trains and stations could use a bit more attention, but despite all of that and the delays, this subway runs 24 hours a day.
Subway service in Tokyo ends at around midnight and restarts at around 5 a.m. That lets crews tend to station maintenance.
No matter what time you ride or how far the trip, the fare in New York is the same.
Prices here vary depending on how far you go. But it's time, not cost, that matters most to rail passengers in Japan. The bullet train, or the Shinkansen, is still the world's most reliable form of public transportation. We're boarding in Tokyo for a trip to Kyoto, 319 miles away.
And we'll ride Amtrak's high-speed rail, the Acela, from New York to Washington, D.C., which is about 225 miles. That gives us a nearly 100-mile head start. Let's see who gets there first.
Michelle, you did hear that bit about this being the world's most reliable high-speed train service, right? It's also super fast with a top speed of 177 miles per hour on this line.
That is pretty fast, Ramy. The Acela only averages about 82 miles per hour. Part of the reason for that, it shares its tracks with both its local lines and freight trains, too.
Well, that was pleasant. Here we are in Kyoto, Michelle, right on time in exact 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Congratulations, Ramy. If we stay on schedule, which Amtrak doesn't 20% of the time, we should get to D.C. in about, 40 minutes. Although Amtrak is promising some upgrades that should shave 15 minutes off of the commute by the year 2021. 15 whole minutes.
And that's something to look forward to, Michelle. In the meantime, with the extra time we've got now, we're going to take a visit to Japan's old imperial capital. Wish you were here.
Yeah, me too, Ramy. Me too. Nice kimono. To recap, Ramy rode a train about 100 miles further and completed that trip roughly 40 minutes sooner than I did. So when it comes to traveling by train, Americans are far behind our friends in Japan. But the Shinkansen may be making its way to the United States. There is a private company in Texas that hopes to start next year between Dallas and Houston, shaving
that or trimming that commute down to 90
You
minutes.
can't get here fast enough.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to Ramy. He looked very suave and
did,
debonair.
yeah.
I know.
Very suave and debonair. Wow,
Yes, he
very
did.
nice.
I really believe this is the will of the nation. You know, infrastructure building is so important here. And I know some 20 years ago, the mayors really got behind a move to bring high-speed rail service here along with the governors and the federal government. What happened? 9/11. All the money that was going toward that went to Homeland Security. So got to dig deep.
There were a lot of great moments between the two of you, but one in particular when he said they're waiting politely to board the train. And
Yes.
we cut to
That
you.
was the one.
People practically
Got me,
trampled
not
little
in New York.
children to get on
That
the
was a
subway.
quiet moment in
Yes.
the New York subway, Michelle. Thank you
Exactly.
very much.